Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and The Batman with Robert Pattinson revealed some major Easter eggs from production, a film that still has me freaking pumped despite its delay to March 2022. That's how hard Pattinson's punches land, folks. What year is this movie coming out? All 4 digits are question marks now. I'm gonna break down the new details we just learned because while some may be scrutinizing Pattinson for COVID symptoms or muscle mass, I look at these images and say, I want that purple stuff. Oswald Cobblepott's shirt is purple. His car is purple. Purple is a flavor and I love it. Spoiler warning in case you don't want to see any of this stuff, but I am telling you, you are going to want some news to keep your appetite wet between now and the year, what? When? Oh. Okay, at the moment, production for Matt Reeves' The Batman has resumed in the UK, most recently at Liverpool's St. George Hall, before it is scheduled to move on to Chicago. Now, the scene we are looking at here is the exterior of a funeral, that of the late mayor, Don Mitchell Jr., whom we saw in the trailer was murdered by the Riddler, Edward Nashton, shortly after Mitchell won re-election for a historic 3rd term. These new images depict Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, Colin Farrell in sure-to-be Oscar-winning makeup as Oswald Cobblepott Penguin, John Turturro as crime boss Carmine Falcone, and Zoe Kravitz as a dapper Selina Kyle. Now, if you remember, the trailer showed the inside of Mitchell's funeral in that church getting crashed, literally, by an SUV driven by another Riddler victim. Looks like District Attorney Gil Colson, Peter Sarsgaard's character, strapped with a neck bomb and another riddle, and then Batman shows up later, but gets caught in Sarsgaard's boom boom. But it's the images of Selina Kyle beside Carmine Falcone that are the most interesting to me. She is linking arms with him, and if you look closely at his face, you can see a scar on his right cheek. Similar scarring appears on the right cheek of Oswald, whose umbrella tip looks a little too sharp and bloodstained for comfort. So what does all this mean for the plot of The Batman, based on everything else we know about this movie? Well, before I continue, I want to thank our friends at Vessi for sponsoring this video. Vessi makes these awesome knit sneakers that are 100% waterproof and weatherproof. They are super breathable too, so they don't let any liquid in, but they do let the air move out. They also have this antimicrobial insole to keep your footsy, wootsy, smelly, freshy weshies. Vessi shoes are also super stretchy. So stretchy. They fit like a sock, and they only weigh 175 grams, which is the same as 175 paper clips, which are not nearly as comfortable to wear on your feet. They're also made of this cool Dynamex material that keeps your feet warm in cold weather, but helps heat escape during those steamy months. Like winter in LA is the one wet season we have, so I love these shoes for running errands around town, keeping my feet dry, warm, and comfy. So I'd like to take a dip in our apartment pool, but I'm not allowed to these days. Still, my little piggies want a nice taste of water. Oh, too bad, because thanks to these Vessi shoes, my little piggies are bone dry and can't feel a thing. Get 25% off your own pair of Vessi shoes when you use my link in the video's description. Click that link for $25 off of these cool weatherproof knit sneakers. Thanks, Vessi. Okay, for many, the image of Selina Kyle on the arm of Carmine Falcone looks like a possible clue hinting at the long-held fan theory from Batman comic readers that Selina Kyle could be the illegitimate daughter of Carmine Falcone. That relationship was hinted by the 1999 Dark Victory storyline, but was later overruled when Selina's father was later established as Rex Calabrese. Still, the Arkham games did make Selina Carmine's daughter, and many fans continue to prefer that version. Selina being Carmine's daughter is an interesting theory because clearly Selina partners up with Batman in this plot, you know, breaking back into the crime scene for the mayor's residence to retrieve something from his safe, and in other footage appearing alongside Batman on romantic graveyard motorcycle skids. Falcone and Cobblepott, meanwhile, are interesting figures to see attending the mayor's funeral because they're, you know, criminals. It's worth noting, though, that on the mayor's wall was a framed headline crediting the mayor for a bust of the Maroni crime family, the Maroni being another gang in Gotham City who are rivals with the Falcones. So by busting up the Maronis, the mayor did a huge favor for Carmine, and it's looking increasingly likely that the reason he did that was so that his historic re-election could be one delivered to him rigged by Uncle Carmine. Now, if Selina is Carmine's kid, she would be working against her own family's interests, similar to the holiday killer in The Long Halloween who targeted mafia figures and was revealed to be, spoiler here, Carmine Falcone's thought to be dead son, Alberto Falcone. But all this doesn't necessarily mean that Selina is Carmine's daughter. She could just be his date. Yeah, a little young for him, but he is Carmine Falcone. I'm sure his target age is half his age, -7. But we gotta talk about the facial scarring on Falcone and Cobblepott. It could also be a nod to Batman Year One, in which Catwoman tries to rob Falcone in and scratches scars into his face with her metal claws, scars that would go on to become a key part of his identity, similar to the facial scarring of Al Capone in the real world. Zoe Kravitz did say that she read Batman Year One specifically to prepare for her role as Selina Kyle in this movie. One theory I put out there is that the city leaders of Gotham are in a conspiracy with the criminal forces of the city. On one side, you got Mayor Mitchell, the DA, maybe also the police commissioner, and they got secret back channels working in cahoots with Carmine Falcone and his partner Oswald Cobblepott, who I'm thinking could be running distribution. I have also speculated that this conspiracy could be under the wing of the Court of Owls, the shadowy cabal that secretly runs Gotham City, based on a number of owl clues in this trailer footage. Go check out those videos. And so here we got Edward Nashton, the Riddler, a guy who I think is aware of this conspiracy connection. And that is why he is killing off these city leaders one by one and scolding them, calling them liars. But I think Selina Kyle is working to bring down this power structure from the inside, a femme fatale. Not only is she wearing a dress hat here, she is wearing a wig. You could say that she is in her own broad daylight masquerade, posing as Carmine Falcone's arm candy, but really just trying to get close to him so that she can dig up her own dirt on his elite network. That is why she's breaking back into Mitchell's residence, and maybe some of her nighttime Jellicle Ball stalking led to scuffles with Falcone and with Cobblepott, with Selina scarring their right cheeks, marking their guilt for all to see. One idea I've always liked is that Selina could be seeking her own vengeance for Falcone and Cobblepott's gang killing her girlfriend. Maybe she has a relationship with Bella Real, Mitchell's defeated political opponent for mayor. Vengeance is gonna play a big part, I think, because the movie's working title is Vengeance, and we know it's a motivation she'd have in common with Batman.
I'm vengeance.
Also visible in the scene are protesters bearing the same question mark symbol as the Riddler, with signs reading "Our Day of Judgment" and "Lies, Lies, Lies," suggesting the Riddler murdering these people, leaving clues behind, has kind of started a movement. I just think, like any great noir story, the investigator may end up having a lot in common with the person he's investigating and the femme fatale who's also part of it, and as he goes deeper and deeper into the investigation, he learns his hands are dirty as well, maybe with the Wayne family history involved with the Court of Owls, maybe he being unwittingly the Court of Owls' Talon executioner, with the real bad guys being the old crusty dudes who are playing everyone against each other. I'm gonna pose this question to you. How do you think Selina Kyle and the Riddler are gonna be involved in this plot? Comment down below, discuss all things nerdy with me on New Rockstars' official Discord server by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars, hit that notification bell, follow me on Instagram at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars. Thank you for watching, Batman.